Hi guys, I'm Annabelle and welcome back to Meeple Village. Today we're going to be doing a full run through of Zombicide Undead or Alive. Some of you guys have asked me for a run through of this one. You want to see how it plays. So here it goes. The Equa51, S. Spikowski, and Juan Martinez all asked me for run throughs of this one. So here it is for you and for everyone else to enjoy. Hopefully this will give you a sense of what this new game looks like. Let's go to the table and play Zombicide. Alright guys, I've got the game set up and ready to go. We are going to be playing the tutorial mission. This time around, it introduces you to the mechanics of the game, introduces you to balconies, which you'll see later, introduces you to some of the abilities of the heroes. Now, in the game of Zombicide, you're supposed to play with 6 heroes, but that's a lot of heroes. So I'm going to try to beat the game with only 4. And I picked one from each of the 4 classes that are now available in Zombicide, which you're going to get to see their different abilities. But just know that we have a townsfolk, we have a faithful hero, we have a brawler, and we have a gunslinger. And you get to see everybody there. So I've already set up the game, but let's go ahead, and also I have my decks here. So I have my things that I can find, item decks. Here I have my spawn cards. Over here I have my bounty cards, which are also something new in the Zombicide game. And I have my abomination, which is the big monster that nobody can kill at this point in the game, but that we might have to face at some point if we happen to spawn him. We'll go over everything, but the first thing I want to go over is the scenario that we're playing today. What are our objectives? And just to show you the setup so that you can see where the spawn points are, etc. Let's do it. Okay, so like I said, we're playing the tutorial. So this is supposed to be an easy 10-minute thing. Will it be? We'll find out. It tells you what tiles to use, 2R and 3R, gives you the map, gives you the starting location for items and our heroes, which is that blue zone right there. And also we start with 4 monsters or zombies already on the board. 1 starting spawn zone, which is yellow, 1 mobile spawn zone, which is orange, and 1 red unactive abomination spawn zone. And we have an exit, and then let's read what we need to do in order to win. So, objectives. Your first zombies. Take all the objectives, then reach the exit with all survivors. Any survivors may escape through this zone at the end of their turn as long as there are no zombies in it. Okay, so we can exit through the exit. And then the special rules for setup. The player that's receiving the first player token during setup gets a holy water card from the equipment deck, as well as an additional starting equipment. They may assign the card to any survivor they control. And then place a brute, a runner, and 2 walkers with that. And what you need. Each objective gives you 5 AP, which is kind of like XP. They call it adrenaline points. And the top bounty weapon, if there are any left on the bounty weapon, because you saw that there's not that many of them, to the survivor who takes the objective. The survivor may reorganize their inventory for free. Okay, you've seen it all. Let's go play. Alright, so I have to give an additional starting weapon to someone. I'll show you when it's their turn, but I'm going to give an extra gun to the gunslinger. So I'm going to put it there, and again, I'll show you that in a minute. And then I have a holy water that I can assign, I can give to somebody. And holy water is going to help us keep the number of zombies down. So let's see, I will give that to... let's give it to, well, I should probably give it to Thomas. He's kind of like our faithful guy that uses, but he can use water as holy water, as you're going to see soon. So I might want to give it to May. You know what, I will give it to Thomas. Keep it thematic. How about that? All right, so we've done that. And now that we have our zombies on the board and everything, we just have to shuffle, make sure everything is shuffled up, and we can pretty much we can get started. So there's an objective here and an objective there. Those X signs kind of indicate that that's where the objectives are. And remember, if we get there, we get 5 AP and the top weapon in the bounty deck. Now there's another way to get those bounty weapons, and that's by completing whatever it says on the back of the card. So I'll give you a quick look add those. And actually, let's shuffle them and I'll show you the top one so that you know what is the objective we've got to complete if we want to get that bounty weapon without getting to the objective. But we will get one when we get to this objective and when we get to that objective. And the other thing that's interesting, so our top weapon is going to be a volcanic pistol. I'll show it to you in a minute. The other thing that's interesting in the game is that you see mobile spawn zones, like I said, starting and abomination spawn zone. So starting, it's just a starting zone. That's where we're going to spawn monsters first. Mobile, though, we can move it. That's why it's called mobile. So we cannot destroy it, but we can move it to the starting spawn location, which would mean that we would have like 3 spawn zones there. So I don't know that we want to do that, but we could do it. And then there's another one which is not on the board yet, but it goes on these white spaces full of corpses, and they are called corpse spawn zones. And as soon as we enter into a building that has one of these, so even if we enter here, we are going to get a spawn zone activated in that building, in that area, which will start giving us even more monsters because this game is full of zombies. But let's take a look at the bounty weapon and then we can start. So the volcanic pistol says gain 3 AP or more in a single action with a pistol or dual pistols. So if we gain 3 experience or more using a pistol, we can get this bounty weapon for free. And what does that do? So this is a little bit better weapon than our starting weapon for sure. But, you know, I don't know if we'll be able to do that. We'll see. So now we know what we have to do. Let's go kill some zombies. The back of the book has a very nice game round summary. Each round begins with the player phase. And then the first player is going to activate all of their survivors in whatever order they want, which is great for a solo game because I can go in any order I want. And I can do 3 actions per turn. Here are the different things I can do. I can move 1 zone. I can search only once per turn, unless I'm townsfolk. You'll understand that later. I can organize my stuff. I can combat either with melee or range. I can take or activate an objective. I can make noise just to attract some zombies, or I can do nothing. And we're going to start with May. So let me show you what she's all about. Okay, so May is a brawler, and I'm going to show you her abilities in a minute. Aside from that, she has an ability called Hit and Run, which means that she can use this for free if she is in a zone with zombies and she manages to eliminate one of those zombies. She can run out of that zone and move one somewhere else, even if there are other zombies in the same area. Because usually you need to spend 1 extra action for every zombie that's in the same zone as you and able to get out of that zone. But she's special in that, well, you know, look at her. So that's her blue hit and run ability. She's going to unlock more abilities as she gains AP. And I'll show you that as it happens. She also starts with 3 health instead of 2, which is usually what heroes start with. And she can hold a melee weapon over here, which is where I have her beautiful pan that she starts with. Even though she is depicted holding an awesome sword, she starts with just a pan. Here is her class ability Charge. Once per turn, you may spend 1 action to move up to 2 zones to a zone containing zombies, then perform 1 free melee action. And like I said, she starts with 3 health. Her pan is a melee weapon, depicted here. She can actually have 2, that's the dual wielding sign, so she can have 2 and they kind of help each other. Here, her range is 0, so she can only attack things on her space. Of course, she's hitting them with a pan on the head. She rolls 1 die. If she had another pan in the other hand, she'd be rolling 2 dice. 1 for each pan that she's holding, so 2 dice total, which will be great. Now, she needs to hit a 5 or more on those dice in order to inflict the damage of 1 hit. Most zombies take 1 hit. 1 hit and they're dead. So walkers take 1 hit and then you gain 1 experience. That's a walker, so she takes 1 hit and you will gain 1 experience. This guy, however, is a brute. They used to call them fatties, but now they're called brutes. And he takes 2 hits to kill. So May's Pam will do nothing to him. It will not affect him, even if she rolls 5 dice and gets 5 successes. she's only inflicting one hit on each one of those successes, so she's not going to touch him. So, and then the runner, it only takes one hit, so we can also kill him if we need to. But of course, we can't get to him. The first action May is going to do is use her charge ability, which is her special ability as a brawler, of moving 2 spaces and getting a free melee action. So that's going to be her first out of 3 actions. So she's going to move 2, 1, 2. And then over there, she's going to start attacking, because why not kill some zombies, right? That's what we're here to do. Well, kind of. We need to get the objectives and get out of here, but you know what I'm saying. So we're going to roll. So like I told you before, her pan is only rolling 1 die. So we need to get a 5 or more to actually do anything. And if we do, she'll get to move out of that space to somewhere else. And we get a dynamite, which is actually a 6. It's really weird. I have such a hard time understanding what was what, but that's a 6. This one's obviously a 5. A 3, a 2, the regular ones, a 4. But then this little guy, that's a miss. That's a 1. I mean, not a miss, but I don't think there's any weapon in the game that needs a 1 to actually hit. So that's a 1, and that's a 6. So a 6 is actually a hit. So she managed to defeat 1 zombie, which is great. She does gain 1 AP. So down here in this slider bar down here, that's where we track how much XP we have. We can go all the way to 43. But of course, like in other Zombicide games, the more XP you have, the more zombies that are going to spawn. And let me tell you, in this game, a lot of zombies spawn, to the point where I will confess right now that I've played this scenario multiple times and I haven't won once. And I can't get through winning the tutorial in Zombicide. That's how hard this game is, at least for me. I don't know if I'm going to win today. I'm definitely going to try. But I'm ready to make a fool of myself just for you guys to see how the game works, even if I lose. So we defeated a zombie. And because we defeated a zombie, May gets her special ability, Hit and Run, which if she eliminates a zombie in her zone, she gets a free move action. So I think she's going to do the brave thing. This is only her first action, remember, so she has 2 more. And she's going to move over here where the other zombie is. And all of that was just 1 action. She used a charge, boom, boom, to move, and you get a free melee action. She used with the free melee action, she eliminated a zombie. And then with her free hit and run action, she's moved over here. And if she moves into a zone with zombies, she has to end her movement, even if she had a way to move more, which she doesn't, but I wanted to make that clear. But now for her second action, out of the 3 that she's allowed to use, she's going to try and defeat the zombie, because if she eliminates the zombie, she can move again. And of course, I don't want to face the big guy. Like I told you, I cannot kill it. And there's also something else in this game, which I'll show you later. It's targeting priority. It's terrible. You have to kill the big guys before you can hit the little ones. So we're in trouble, because I don't think there's a lot of our guys that can actually inflict that much damage. But we'll see what happens. So we're gonna try again, try to get another 6. And we do. Oh my goodness, really? Okay, well, that's another AP. And we get another free get out of here because we eliminated a zombie. So I'm gonna run into this building. Now, a couple of things happen. Now that I'm in the building, we activate the spawn zones. This thing is active and ready to spawn more zombies. Yay! And that's why I wanted the first person in here to go ahead and, get here, in the first person to get into the building, so that she could get this going, because we have a way of eliminating it, and I'll show it to you in a minute. But that's only her second action. Charge, then she attacked for her second action, she got a free move, and this is all 1 zone. You can see that there's no walls here, so she can even do 1 more action if she wanted to, and I think she will. I think we need to get some stronger weapons. So for her third action, and you can only do this once per turn, you can search. So I'm going to go ahead and search. And she found a knife, which adds +1 die to another equipped melee weapon. So this is going to be great. Her pan is now going to be rolling 2 dice instead of 1. So let's keep it. So you see we have 2 slots here to put equipment. There's 2 hand symbols, and this is the special. So it's actually like, you can kind of think about it as if you had 3 hands. But of course, in the special, she can only hold whatever the icon here says. So this slot may hold a melee weapon. So that's why I've kept my pan there, because I know that my pan can be held in my extra hand that I have somewhere. And then the knife can go in either one of my two hands. Now, if you have three weapons, I don't, but if I had three weapons, before you attack, you have to pick only two to use. You can't use all three hands. So I guess one of them is somewhere in your belt, and you take two out. But this weapon, like I said, it rolls one die on its own, but I like the ability that it gives to add one die to another equipped melee weapon. So since my pan is equipped, my pan just got a little bit better. But with that, I've done all three actions, so she's finished. And if I don't knock her down, I might forget who I play with. Probably not the first turn, but so now we are going to move on to somebody else's turn. And I need to get rid of this spawn zone, because if not, zombies are going to come out of there. So I think I need Thomas to go and take care of that, because he's the only one that can right now. So for his first action, he's just going to do a move and just move one space. For his second action, he can actually do it from here, but let's just move in. Let me see. Do we want to move in? Yes, we do. The second action, he's going to move in, and then he's going to use his holy water. But before I'll do all that, I forgot to show you what he's all about. So let me show you what he's all about, and then let's use the holy water. All right, so Thomas. First of all, he can hold any weapon in his slot. He starts with only 2 health. He is faithful. He gets VR plus 1 damage in combat, which I'll tell you what it is in a minute. Before I tell you what it is, let's check out what VR means. The faithful has a class ability called Vade Retro, which once per turn you may spend 1 action to put a Vade Retro token in a zone within line of sight. And what does that do? I'll tell you in a minute. May use water as holy water. So for 1 action, they can put these tokens out, and then this particular guy, wherever there's a Vade Retro token, he gets plus 1 damage in combat. He's holding this nice rifle, which is range 1 to 2, so he cannot attack things or monsters in his own space. Only rolls 1, has to get a 5 for damage, and this guy makes noise when it shoots. It's only 1 damage, and we will move the noise token, which you haven't seen me move yet. And then holy water, which is what we're going to use right now. This is discard at range 0 to 1 in line of sight of a spawn zone, abomination or mobile. Spawn token, move it to the starting spawn zone, but we're not. We're going to use we're gonna use it on a corpse pile. Spawn token, flip it to its inactive side, and we get 5 AP. All right, so a lot of new things to explain. So this Vade Retro tokens, which look like that, there's only 2 in the game. So if there's 2 out on the board and you need to use one, you have to take it from somewhere on the board. That's important, which I don't think is going to happen often. There's only, in the core box, there's only 2 faithful heroes, but in the expansions there's more. Anyways, wherever you place this token, you have to be in line of sight. So for example, if Thomas, let's move him for a little bit, was here facing that monster, he is in line of sight, because you trace line of sight on the edge like that. And if there's no walls or anything interfering, and this is not a wall, you can see. So he could see this zone. He could throw that in there, and then what happens is when these guys are about to activate, they don't. We just discard the token, and they do not get an activation. Even the runner, which usually gets 2 activations, does not activate at all. So it's a really cool token. Plus, when the token is there, he gets plus 1 damage, which means he can kill this guy, because he does 1 damage with his rifle, plus the 1 damage that he gets for the token being in the zone. It's 2 is what we need. So Thomas is probably the guy that's going to have to face this guy. But he's also the guy that has to get rid of this spawn zone, because I gave him the holy water. I probably should have given it to May, but I didn't think I had that much, which is probably why I haven't been able to win this scenario. Anyways, we have to discard the water. So we moved, and now we're using the water to flip the zone into its inactive side. You'll never see zombies coming out of there. We've cleansed the house. Father Thomas, what's his name? Is that his name? I think it's his name. Yeah, Father Thomas. I don't know if he's father, but Mr. Thomas with the big cross has done whatever needed to be done in here. And because he did, he gets 5 AP, putting him almost on the yellow zone, which is dangerous, because remember I told you, when we get to the yellow zone, more zombies are going to spawn, although in the yellow zone it's not such a big difference. But also we get more abilities when we level up. So it's the good comes with the bad. He's done his 3 actions, so he's going to rest for a little bit. And then we have 2 more girls. I believe we're going to use Trixie. I have a plan that might work, but might not. Okay, so Trixie, she has the jump ability, and I'm actually going to show you where all the abilities are listed so you can, know what that would be. But it's a really cool ability that I'm hoping I can use to our advantage. She starts with 2 health, and she is a townsfolk, so she has home defender. Line of sights are not limited to by room zones, and she may search several times per turn. And this is the rifle she's got that shows you what kind of ammunition it uses. It's range 1 to 2, 1 die, 5 or more to hit, 1 damage only, and it causes a bang. At the end of the rulebook and mission book, you have all of the abilities that are in the game, even some for the expansions. And we can find the jump ability. The survivor can use this skill once during each of their turns. The survivor spends 1 action. They move 2 zones into a zone in which they have line of sight. Ignore everything in the intervening zone. Movement-related skills like +1 movement are ignored, but movement penalties like having zombies in the starting zone and having to add extra actions for that apply. This skill can be used to reach a balcony from a street and vice versa without using the stairs. So again, lots to talk about. What is all this? So what is this townsfolk thing? Well, first of all, like it says, you can search multiple times. Remember, most heroes can only search in a room for things, for items, once per turn. But townsfolk can search 3 times if they're able to. They can search as many times as they have actions, 7 times if they have 7 actions. So that's really cool. But also line of sight inside a building is kind of tricky. So outside on the street, you can see all the way down until you reach a wall. So like, for example, right here, Trixie can see all the way onto here. She cannot see into the building, obviously, there's a wall there. But in a room, and this room is small, but if it was larger, you can only see into one other zone. So if, and I don't think there's any examples here, but let's say that this room would want to had another zone up there, somebody here can only see into this zone, not over there. So only one. But the line of sight for the townsfolk is better, so they can actually see into 2 zones. But I don't think we're going to need that skill for this particular scenario since the buildings are pretty small. But what I do want to use is the jump ability because, again, only once per turn, but she can move up to 2 and jump into a balcony where she can get a better view. And then she can jump off a balcony as well. So I want to jump into a balcony. Now, the zombies don't go up there. I mean, they can go up there, but they have to use the stairs. So it's a long ways around. So I think I'm going to have her go 1 and 2. And then for her third action, she's going to use that jump and move 2 and jump into the balcony. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I want her to go get that objective, because in every game that I've played, I always get stuck right here in the street because zombies spawn here and kill me. I can never get out alive. But that was it for her. So we're gonna go ahead and use our last hero, which is Meg. Where is she? Yes, Meg over here. Actually, I moved the wrong person. This is Trixie. This is Meg. Okay, sorry, Meg. I confused you. You're badass. And you're the one with the dress. Got it. So let's take a look at Meg. Okay, so here's Meg. She is a gunslinger. I'll show you her ability in a minute. She gets a free reload, which is important for gunslingers. You'll see what I mean in a second. She has 2 pistols, which are dual equipped. I'll show them to you as well. So here's her class ability, Fanning. You may use an equipped pistol to perform a ranged attack with these modified characteristics. The range doesn't change on whatever weapon you're holding, so whatever weapon she has right now, those pistols, that's the range she's going to get. But she just get to roll 6 dice. However, she needs to get a 5 or more in order to hit, and she creates a bang. And you'll notice down here, it says reload. So most weapons have infinite ammo and you don't need to reload them. But when you use fanning, you actually have to reload your weapon in order to use it again. And reload takes an action. You can reload as many weapons as you're holding in just one action. So if you're holding 3 weapons that need to be reloaded, you can reload them all at once, but it still takes an action. However, Mag, remember, has a free reload. So this is going to come in handy. You can only fan or do fanning with one pistol. You may use an equipped pistol. So even though she has two of these pistols and they are dual wielding, so she could use them both together. When she fans, she needs to just use one of them separately. And this weapon obviously is not the best for fanning. It needs a +6 instead of 5. So we would need to hit sixes, which we have been doing, but I don't think that's gonna stick. And this gun also makes noise, so maybe we should go get some better weapons. If we were to be brave and attack something, which that could be our plan, to go 1, 2, actually 3, we wouldn't be able to attack because we need to get to that balcony in order to see, or 1, 2, and our range is 0 to 1, so if we move 1, 2, we can only attack people here, I mean monsters here or here. So I think her best option right now, Meg, is to just go shopping for better items. So we're going to walk in 1, walk in 2, and I could do either one or two things. I can go in here and be ready for next turn to get the objective token and get the bounty weapon, which I know is a gun, so Meg can benefit from it. Do I want to do that? I probably do. No fanning. Oh, well, what can a gunslinger do without a gun with a gun that doesn't fan? Doesn't use the fanning ability. I don't want that, so I'm gonna have her search. I'm glad I looked. And she does get a gun. She gets a Remington, and this one has a better range, 0 to 2. Only rolls 1 die, but accuracy is only 4. Of course, when it's fanning, it'll be 5 or more. But she gets to roll 6 dice. I mean, there's a chance we might hit a 5 or 2. And then 1 damage only, so still we cannot kill that brute. And we're gonna put it in our open hand, so now we are holding 3 guns somehow. And these guys with the dual weapon, the way it works is they have to have the same name in order for you to use them as you're holding them together. So the old timer and the old timer, they match. They have the same name, so I can use those two together. But the old timer and the Remington do not match. So I cannot get the advantage of rolling extra dice because they don't have the same name. So anyways, she's 1, 2 in search, so she's done all her actions. So all of our guys are done. So now we're gonna go to the zombie phase. Let's take a look at how that's done. So during the zombie phase, first we activate them. So they're either going to attack or move. All zombies spend 1 action doing one of these 2 things. Attack, they're in the same zone, they're going to attack somebody and inflict 1 damage. Most of them inflict 1 damage. There's a handy dandy chart that I'll show you in a minute. And then if they don't attack, then they'll move. And you know, this is the way that they prioritize. Favors visible survivors and then noise. And so we're going to go ahead and move them all. And then note that the runners get 2 activations per action. And down here we can see how many actions everybody has. So the brutes, which are on the board now, have 1 action, so they'll move 1 space. The walkers, there's no walkers out there, but the runners, they get 2 actions, so they're actually going to do 2 things, either move or attack and attack, move or attack, but we'll have to see which ones they pick. And then, you know, this is how much it takes to eliminate them, and that's how much AP they give you. Okay, so first they're all going to move because there's no heroes here. So remember, what happens is they'll go towards the hero that they can see. Now this, they have line of sight, they just can't reach it. They can't see these guys, they're too far, so they're gonna go that way. They have to go up the stairs, so they're going to go the shortest distance. There's no openings here, so they're gonna move. He's gonna move here. And then the runner is going to move, and then once all the zombies have been activated, the runners get an extra activation. Because there's no heroes here in his zone, he's going to move again towards the zombie that he can see, which is this one. I mean the hero that he can see, which is this one. Now we're going to spawn some zombies and get more stuff on the board. Okay, so you know, we just start with the yellow zone and move in a clockwise order, and just let's see what we get. And when we get a card, for example, let's see, what's the first thing we get? We get walkers. So you'll notice there's different colors here. We have to look at the highest level hero. Right now our highest level hero is Thomas with 5 AP. He's still in the blue. That means that we look at the number next to the blue to see how many we spawn. So we're getting 2 walkers. This gets discarded, and the 2 walkers we killed will just, you know, walking around and came back to life right away. And then on the next spawning zone, this one is inactive. If it was active, it would activate next. Because it's in this same zone. So, but now we move clockwise, we go here. This one, it's already a runner there. What else can we get? We're getting extra activations. So all brutes would have moved again, which we have a brute on the board. However, while we're in blue, no one gets an extra activation, so we're safe. We move on to the end phase, where we have to flip the noise token to its bank side. If it's already on the bank side, it is moved to the zone with the most survivors. And then the next player, we change first player, but I'm playing by myself. So you haven't really seen me use the bang token because I haven't used my guns yet. The only person that attacked was May, and she used a pan, and pans are actually silent. They don't cause any noise. Melee weapons usually don't cause any noise. So we didn't have to move it. But then at the end of the phase, we will always have the bang token is always on the board somewhere. And it's going to attract the zombies. If they can't see survivors, then they'll go for that. So if it was on the boom side, which is the other side of it, we would just flip it and leave it where it's at. But because it's on the bang side, we're going to search for the zone with the most heroes, which is here, and we're going to put the bang on there, on that zone. However, it can move during our next turn if we use our guns, which if we don't, we're going to get overpowered with all these zombies. So let's go. Let's lift everyone up. And I'm going to have Trixie go first this time. Remember, if you're playing with more players and a player controls more than one hero, that player can choose the order of between their heroes in which order they want to go. If every player is controlling one hero, then you have to go in order. So there's an advantage to playing solo in a way because you can pick your strategy. So Meg is going to get off this balcony and go 1, 2, and she's gonna pick up that objective because I know that I need to pick up that objective before to win the game. So when I pick up the objective, I also get the bounty weapon, which you've seen, and to indicate that I've already picked up this objective, we cover it up. She also gets 5 AP for her trouble. This is Trixie, not Meg. Keeps her on the in the blue, but almost to that yellow. So now she's carrying this, but she wasn't able to use it because she used up all her actions already. And we've revealed the next objective in order to get a bounty weapon, which says gain 5 AP or more while standing on a balcony and in a single turn. So that's something to keep in mind. We want to shoot things from the balcony, but we'd have to get 5 AP, which would mean killing an abomination or killing 5 zombies, which I'm sure we're going to get at some point. But she's all finished. She moved and picked up an objective, got her AP, and got her gun, so she's all done. Hopefully next turn she can get out of there before she gets overwhelmed with zombies. She didn't make any noise because, again, she didn't use her weapons. So let's see, who do we want next? I'm gonna have Meg go next and show you fanning. So I'm gonna have Meg go next. I want to show you fanning. I think it's a pretty cool ability, risky but cool. So first, what she's gonna do is she's going to come up here. For her second action, she is going to use her fanning ability, and she's going to use her new Remington, which has a range of 0 to 2, so she can definitely see those zombies. She's in range of those zombies. It's only rolling, well, actually, because she's fanning, she's using 6 dice, and the fanning ability makes it that the accuracy is 5, not 4. So we're gonna roll it 6, and we're inflicting 1 damage per success. Okie dokes. So 1, 2, what are the chances, right? We only need 2 successes. We need 5s or more. We don't get any. And we don't get any. We don't get any. So that's okay, because I kind of knew that could happen. It's not going to happen again, right? Remember, she, as her ability, she gets a free reload. Because when you fan, you have to reload your weapon. That's one of the downsides to fanning. But Meg is special because she gets to do it for free. And she still has 1 more action, because all she's done is she's moved, she's attacked once, so she has an extra action. Because she has a free reload, her Remington is ready to fire again, giving her another 6 chances of defeating 2 zombies. And at the end of her turn, all weapons, at the end of everybody's turns, all weapons reload automatically. So at the end of her turn, her weapon's going to be reloaded and ready to go. Okay, so we have 3 actually. Well, that was a miss, but we have 3 right here. We only needed 2. So these guys are gone, and Meg is getting her first 2 AP, so that was great. Now, because she fired her weapon and Remington has a marker, we moved the bang over to the balcony. So now that's where the noise was made. Of course, if another one of our heroes uses an action that affects this, then the token will move. All right, so I'm gonna have May go next. May is gonna pick up that. Does she want to pick up that? Well, she doesn't. Either one of them is going to trigger the yellow zone, unfortunately, because she's already at 2 AP. So, and he's already at 5. So let's do it. May is going to use 1 action to move. Her second action is going to be to pick up that objective, which gives her 5 AP, putting her from 2 to 7. She's crossed the line, which means we're getting a bigger threat. But it also means, by the way, she's gone, so let me put her down. But it also means that she gets to an extra action. So you see the colors here. It kind of indicates when you are in the yellow, you get 1 action and 1 extra action. Everybody gets that. You unlock an extra action. So Meg's used 2 actions, so she still has 2 more because she just unlocked a free one. When you get to the orange zone, you get to pick. You decide whether you want the 1 die ability or whichever ability you pick. You put your indicator there, and that's the ability you will have for the rest of the game. When you get to red, same thing. You get to pick from 3 abilities. And there's a mode where you can actually continue to unlock abilities until you have all of them. I haven't tried that yet. I believe it's called the ultra red mode or something like that. But I still have two more actions. I moved. I picked up an objective. I got my I haven't gotten my bounty weapon. I don't know. Does she really even care about this? But I can give it to somebody else. I guess for now she'll keep it as also no fanning. And we've revealed the next one, so let's see what the objective is for this one. This is kill an abomination with your last action. There are no abominations out there yet, so I don't think we can do this one. But I know May would love this. It's a melee weapon. Look at that. And it does hurt too, damage too. Alright, so move, objective. So I think we're going to move again just to be closer to the action. And we're going to search. I think we might as well search. Or we can give this weapon to Thomas. Thomas, would you like this weapon? I think Thomas is happy with the one he's got. And it's not bad for May to have a ranged weapon in case she needs it. So she's just going to search. And she gets a rifle, a twin barrel. So she's just going to put it in her backpack. It doesn't even kill brutes. So she's just going to keep it in her backpack. Maybe she'll give it to somebody else. Right now she can choose to put it into her hands, maybe get rid of that pan, but I think she's a really good melee, and this has the Mauser C96 has better range, so I'm just gonna put it in the backpack for now, which is just gonna be right there. Okay, so May is finished, and now we have Thomas. Now, Thomas needs to go deal with these things. Right, so I think Thomas is going to pick up that twin barrel from May. So for his first action, he's going to trade with May. And you can trade for nothing. You can trade for something. You can do trades however you want to. He is a rifle guy, so I think having a twin barrel is good. So that's his first action. Second action, he's going to search. I'm really hoping to get another twin barrel, but I mean, what are the chances? And Thomas picks up some dynamite. Way to go, Mr. Faithful. So this is the only way right now that we can kill abominations, because abominations take 3 to kill. This, if you throw it out of space with range 0 to 1, kills all of the actors in that space, including yourself. So be careful, because if one of the heroes die, we lose the scenario. So he's just gonna put it in his backpack. And then so he's traded, he searched. He cannot search again, so I guess we should move. Let's get out of here. And we didn't make any noise, so the bang token is still up there. She was the only one that made noise this turn. So at the end of our turn, we are going to go to the zombie phase, and the first thing they're going to do is they're going to activate. So let's see. The runner can see her because they're together, so it's going to move in there for the first action. Now, this guy cannot see anybody. He looks down the street, looks up the street, and doesn't see anyone. So he's not going to follow his friend. He's actually going to follow the noise. So he heard noise over there, so he's going to move this way, and now Thomas is worried, especially since there's going to be more stuff spawning here. Now the runner gets a second activation, and he's attacking because he's in the same zone as a hero. So he's getting Trixie for 1 damage, which means Trixie only has 1 health left. And I don't think there's any like healing potions in this game. I know in the expansion there's some heroes that can help with healing, but in the core box I have not seen any healing. In any case, we've done that, so now we're going to spawn. In the starting zone we get walkers. And now we're on the yellow, so we're not getting 4, we're getting 6 walkers. This game just goes crazy. I mean, it can go up to 14 walkers. That's crazy. How can 6 people kill 6 walkers? I mean, I guess dynamite, but it's hard to come by. We were lucky to find one. And the second one, oh nice, runners. 4 runners, because we're on the yellow. Alright, so 6 walkers were first. So, I mean, we're going to have so much stuff that I don't know where we're going to put all these things. And there is no limit to how many zombies can be in a space. And I'm really worried about Trixie now. So, she better run. Okay, so, but that's that. And then at the end of our turn, we put the bang token. We would flip it if it's on the boom, but if not, we would put it in the zone with the most heroes. Now, really, all spaces contain 1 hero, so I get to pick where I want to put it. And I think I know she's gonna dart, so I'm gonna put it here. I don't think it's gonna matter much because I think they might be able to see us at the end of the turn, but what I gotta pick. So let's just put it back there. Hopefully Trixie can get out of there. And then everyone comes back up and we start again, and let's see if Trixie can do what Trixie needs to do, which is run. So if she wants to get out of this zone because there's a zombie here, she'd have to use an extra action, which means you would only have 2 actions this turn. I think we should try and kill it. We do have a gun, and there is friendly fire in this game, so if you miss, you hit your friends, but you don't hit yourself. Trixie's alone, so she wouldn't be hitting any of her friends. I think it's okay to go ahead and what weapon does she want to use? Well, she has to use her volcanic pistol because her rifle has a range of 1 to 2 spaces, not 0, so she cannot shoot in the same space. So she'll have to use the volcanic pistol. It's a range of 0 to 1, so she's good there. She's going to be rolling 3 dice, and she needs to get a 4 or more in order to inflict 1 damage. The bang is going to move over there anyways. She's shooting, so I guess it's a good thing that I put it there, because it really wouldn't have mattered. It would have ended up there anyway. So, okay, so 3 dice, yes. And yeah, oh my goodness, look at her. She got 2 successes. So that's 1 runner out, 1 AP, which she's up to 6. She's still in the blue, so she doesn't get an extra action, which I was hoping she would. So that's 1 action used. For her second action, she is going to move here. Ooh. And for her third action, she's gonna come up to the balcony and just wave at everybody. I'm up here, come and get me. Ouch, I don't know. I'm hoping that on my next turn I can jump and get up to here and then be kind of out. And that's why in this scenario I only had 1 hero come this way, because like I said, I got trapped. Look at this mess. Well, we're gonna try to help Trixie out a bit. First, let's have, well, Trixie's already gone, so let's see. I can have Meg shoot a couple zombies, and also it'll be nice because I would love to get her more AP so she can cross that yellow line, because you kind of want to have your heroes level up at the same time, because you're getting the zombies at the yellow level, so you might as well have all of your heroes at the yellow level so they can get that extra action which you get when you unlock the yellow level, I guess. So Meg is going to shoot now. She can use her fanning. I think she will. I mean, I think that's the best she's got. You saw her do it before with her Remington at a range of 0 to 2 and rolling 6 because she's fanning. She needs to get a 5 or more because remember the fanning ability makes it ups it up to a 5. Let's see. There's, oh wait, you can't even do that. And here's why. There's a brute here, and what happens is the brute takes 2 to kill, and the targeting priority puts the brutes ahead of the walkers. So you have to get through them first before you can even hit a walker. So with that in mind, I'm not going to make her go next because she really can't do much. I'm going to have Thomas go next because he's the only hero that can actually do 2 damage and kill an abomination. And that's why I think it's so advantageous that you get to pick the order of your characters if you're playing with multiple heroes. Yeah, that's definitely an advantage. I think they should keep it like that even in multiple player games, because you could really create a strategy, a better strategy, if you had that ability to go in whatever order you wanted to. But Father Thomas, or I don't know if he's Father Thomas, Thomas is going to go first. And in order for him to inflict 2 damage, he needs to have his Veto token out. Vape token, or whatever it is. What is it called? I forgot. The VR. The virtual reality token is what we're going to call it. What's it called? Vape retro. Okay. So, because when he has the Vape retro in a spot, he does +1 damage. So he's going to take his Vade Retro token and he's going to assign it here somewhere. Come on guys, make some room for the token. Okay, there we go. And now he's inflicting +1 damage if he aims at that spot, which he will for his second action, you bet. And the other advantage is I know the zombies are not going to activate, so these guys are all going to stay there. I only have to worry about the runners. And the runners are going to take 2 activations, 1, 2, so they won't get to Meg. So I might actually do it this time. It took a lot of planning, a lot of thinking, let me tell you though. I don't know, if Trixie wasn't with us, the jumper, I've tried it. I've tried it multiple times and I haven't been able to win. I'm sure there's ways. I'm sure maybe I'm not the best at Zombicide. Never said I was. Alright, so anyways, let's go ahead and use, which one? Should we use his twin barrel? I think so. Yeah, twin barrel definitely for the win. He got this from May. Thank you, May. I appreciate the trade. It has a range of 1 to 2. It's rolling 2 dice as opposed to the starting weapon that he had that only rolled 1. And he needs to get just 3 or more in order to inflict damage. And remember, it's only 1 damage on the weapon, but he gets a +1 because he is using the Vade Retro token. Alright, here's 2. Let's get 3 or more. And we get 2 6s. Well, look at that. So, targeting priority takes effect. We're inflicting 2 damage. We get to the abomination, the brute first, which gives us 1 AP. Or XP, so he's out. But then we do another damage, so we get to pick one of these lovely ladies or men, gentlemen, and inflict 2 damage to them, which would kill it. So let's just pick you with the weird hands. And that actually puts me in the yellow, which unlocks a second action for Thomas. I mean, not a second action, an extra action for Thomas. So Thomas has already taken 2 action. One was to place the, what's the name, the green token out, the VR token out. Second one was to attack. He gets 2 more. His range is 1 to 2, so I think he's going to attack 1 more time, and then he's gonna start running because I need to go to the exit at some point. So attacking 1 more time, 3 or more, and yeah, 4 or 5. That's 2 more down, and that's 2 more XP or AP, whatever you want to call it. Nice job. Now I could shoot again, but I think for my last action, I'm going to move away. I can still, my range is 1 to 2, so I could still, if I have more actions, I could still attack from over there. But like I said, my plan is to try and get these guys out as soon as possible. So he's gone, so he's activated, so he's now done. There's still 3 zombies here. We've got May and Meg. Meg can now do her fanning and try to eliminate all those zombies, just so that we have less things to worry about later on. She also needs to think about starting to get out of this building. 1, 2. So she's going to fan, just probably do her fanning action once. Let's see if she can get all 3 of them. But she needs to also start thinking about moving. I think if I can get everybody out, we'll just get out of here. We don't need to kill the zombies to win. Alright, we have tons of good results. Look at that. I have never rolled like this when I was playing off camera. Alright, so yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's only 3 left. So that's 3 left. So that's 3 XP. So she's up to 5. Now as soon as there's no zombies in an area, this thing goes away. We'll just take it out for now. We don't need it. And that's only her first action, so things worked out great. She's going to do 2 and 3, and she's done. And then May really has nothing to kill, because she can't come all the way here. By the way, Tom shot his twin barrel, so he made noise. I should have moved that. I meant to do it, and then I started talking to you guys. And then May, she only has to move 1, 2, and get out. So let's have her search. I feel like she has so much stuff. Let's see what she gets. Let's have her search first. And she gets another gun, but also only does 1 damage. She's gonna hold it. And she is a brawler, so she can only search once per turn. If it was Trixie, she's a townsfolk, so she could search multiple times. So 2 and 3, she's just gonna wait for her friends here at the exit. We're all gone, so now it is the zombies' turn. So first they're going to activate. So these guys can see Trixie, so they want to go get her. So they're all going to move in here. By the way, what a big mistake I've made. When Trixie came in here, she was supposed to spawn one of these things, and she never threw water on them. So I think for a couple of turns I've made the game so much easier for me, because there were supposed to be zombies coming out of that building. Sorry about that, guys. I might... well, you know, it happens. You saw how I did it here and I used the water. But here, having used water, I totally forgot about that room right there. I wish that these things like started on the board. Like, I don't know. I understand why there's two sides. I understand why they had to do it like that, but it's so easy to forget if I don't see the tokens there. Same with these objectives. I usually, when I play by myself, I actually put them on the board, and when I pick them up, I take it out instead of what I'm doing now. I don't even know what the correct way is. I'm just thinking, I don't really know. I don't really know if I'm supposed to take them when I collect it or put them on, indicating that red X, I've done it. If you know, let me know. Anyways, so we're gonna get new zombies, I guess. And then these guys are gonna move again, so they're all coming here. Okay, so let's spawn. In the first or starting spawn, we're gonna get 4 brutes. Which only Thomas can kill, remember? In the mobile, we're getting 4 walkers. And then in the room, we're getting an abomination. How fun. If there is no abomination on the board, spawn one, then flip all abomination spawn zones to the active side, and we would have spawned if we wouldn't have already passed it. So we would have gotten even more stuff. So let's do it in order so that we see how it all plans out. First, 4 brutes come out here. So here's 4 more guys. Youpee. Okay. Alright, so that's this card. And the next one we got was 4 walkers, which will go here. So let's find 4 walkers. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, that's not too bad. And then the last one, of course, is our friend the Abomination, which in the core game, there's only one Abomination, the Bowler hat, and it has no special rules. So it will just move, just like the other zombies, one action, I believe. Let's go check in the book, and let's go find the Abomination. So here's our friend, and yes, Abomination gets 1 action, so he wouldn't only, like, he would move 1 spot or attack us. And we need 5 to eliminate it. No, we don't need 5. Minimum damage to eliminate is 3. 5 AP if we eliminate it. We have dynamite, but here's the thing, we don't have to kill the monsters. All we need to do is get to the objectives and leave. So I don't think I want to kill the monsters. Alright, but we've spawned, and I know that I messed up, and probably I'm dead already. Alright, but at the end of our turn, then we have to put this token wherever there's the most heroes, and there's an equal amount of heroes. So I'm actually going to put it here in the balcony, because I plan to dip from the balcony in a second. So let's go, everybody up, up, and up. Alright. So moving on, we're going to get Trixie out of there. First thing she's going to do is she's going to use her special ability of jumping. That's going to save us any zone that she can see 2 spaces away. So 1, 2, bye everybody. That's for her first action. She only has 3 actions because she's still in the blue, but that's okay. All she needs is 3. Second action and third action, and if you remember, any hero can exit through the if there's no zombies in the exit zone, any hero can exit at the end of their turn. So Trixie's the first one out with an objective. She did it for us. I think we've got this. Everybody else is just gonna follow what she's done. May is already here, so at the end of her turn, she can remember she can choose to do nothing. So at the end of her turn, she's out, and then 1, and she's out, and Thomas 1, 2, and he's out. And I think I only won because I forgot about the spawn zone. But, you know, like I said, I've tried so many times, and I kept like going over, like, what can I do better? What ability could help me? And I believe that this was the only chance I've had. I've never come as close. I don't know if I actually won because, again, spawning would have happened and monsters would have probably, I was only down to 1 health, so I was really close to actually being defeated. But there it is, that Zombicide. I'll tell you, I've heard that it's hard, and I see it. And I'm not a fan of impossible to beat games. I don't mind that a game is hard, but impossible to beat. Like, I played it at least 6 times, 3 times back to back, and then I came back another day with a fresh start. And yeah, if I can't beat the tutorial, which is easy, how am I going to beat the other stuff? So I think I'm sticking to Black Plague for now. But thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, give us a thumbs up. I'll see you in the next one. Alright guys, well there you have it. That was a full run through of Zombicide Undead or Alive. Of course, I made a mistake, but I was able to point it out. Hopefully you won't make that mistake. Just keep in mind those corpses when you enter buildings. But it's a fun game. I still enjoy Zombicide. I think that this one is way too many zombies at the same time. But maybe some other missions are fun. I know that there's a train also that you can use during the scenarios, and machine guns and all of that stuff. So there's a lot that's new in this game, which I appreciate. But to me, too hard. That's just the way I feel about it. But hopefully you've enjoyed it, and if you did, and if you think this is the game for you, now you've seen it, now you know. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and on Instagram, and to subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on the next one. But until then, may you play more games.
Go on, move on, life goes on.